I lost my mom in a house fire when I was 16. The firefighters wouldn't let me go back inside. I stood barefoot on the lawn at 2 a.m., watching everything burn. My mom was still in there. I could hear her screaming my name from the second floor. Then the roof collapsed. And it went silent. A neighbor wrapped a blanket around me while strangers held me back. That was the moment I lost everything. The funeral was small. My mom didn't have much, just me. She worked double shifts at a textile factory and spent every day off by my side. I was her whole world. Afterward, a social worker told me that since my dad was never in the picture, I'd be placed in foster care unless a family member took me in. I told her about my uncle. He lived 40 minutes away in a big house, owned multiple car dealerships, had more than enough space. We hadn't seen him in years after a falling out with my mom, but he was still family. She called him. I sat there watching her face change. Confused, then uncomfortable. She hung up and said, "Your uncle declined." Declined. I went into foster care that week. I moved from one home to another, never unpacking my bag because I knew I wouldn't stay long. New schools, empty lunch tables, nights replaying that moment, the collapse, the silence. 7 months later, the social worker told me someone wanted to see me. I thought it was another placement. Instead, it was my uncle's wife. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. She sat down and said, "I didn't know." My chest tightened. "He told me you chose foster care. Said you didn't want to live with us." That wasn't true. Then she showed me the paperwork. My mom had a life insurance policy, $250,000. I was the beneficiary. 3 days after the funeral, my uncle claimed he was my guardian and took the money. He'd been using it to cover his failing businesses. That's why he refused me. If he took me in legally, the court would have monitored the money. He couldn't risk that. Then she showed me a letter. It was from my mom. "If anything happens to me, please take care of my baby. She's all I have, and you're all she has." He read that, and still turned me away. My aunt held my hand and said, "I've filed for custody. You're coming home with me." She filed for divorce 2 weeks later. The court froze his accounts, and they got every dollar back.